In the picturesque town of Ashland, Oregon, nestled amidst rolling hills and tranquil streams, there lived a man named Jack. Jack's life was simple, though far from easy. Every morning he positioned himself at the corner of a bustling street, holding out a worn tin cup, asking passers-by for spare change. With a scruffy beard and patched clothing, Jack was a familiar sight to the townsfolk, who often referred to him as the corner beggar. Jack's days were spent watching others go about their lives. Shopkeepers arranging displays, children skipping to school, and tourists snapping photos of the charming town square. He often wondered why life seemed so unfair. Why do others have so much while I have so little? He would think, clutching his empty cup. One bright morning, Ashland was abuzz with excitement. A renowned spiritual teacher, Michael Gray, had arrived to host a series of gatherings at the town hall. Known for his profound insights and life-changing wisdom, Michael attracted people from all walks of life. Jack overheard snippets of conversations about how attendees left his sessions feeling lighter, happier, and more fulfilled. Curious but skeptical, Jack scoffed. What good is a lecture going to do for me? I need coins, not words. He resolved to stay at his corner where he could at least earn something. Over the next 2 days, Jack noticed something peculiar. People leaving Michael's gatherings seemed different, calmer, kinder, and more generous. Many stopped to drop coins into Jack's cup, their faces adorned with peaceful smiles. Jack's curiosity began to gnaw at him. What's happening in those meetings? Why are these people acting so differently? By the 3rd day, the usual bustle of the street quieted. Most of the townsfolk had gone to attend Michael's final session. Jack's tin cup remained nearly empty, and frustration bubbled within him. Feeling both curious and desperate, he decided to see what all the fuss was about. As Jack entered the town hall, he was struck by the crowd's energy. An air of quiet anticipation filled the room. People of all ages sat attentively, their eyes fixed on Michael Gray, who stood at the front with a serene smile. Jack took a seat at the back, blending into the shadows. When the session ended, Michael opened the floor for questions. People formed a line to speak with him individually, sharing their troubles and seeking his guidance. Jack hesitated, but eventually joined the line. When his turn came, Jack approached Michael with nervous steps. The teacher's kind eyes met his, and Jack felt an unspoken warmth. "Teacher," Jack began, his voice trembling, "I've heard you've helped so many people. Can you tell me why my life is so hard? Why am I always poor while others seem to have so much?" Michael regarded Jack thoughtfully. "Why do you believe you are poor?" he asked gently. "Because I have nothing," Jack replied, his frustration spilling out. "I rely on what others give me, and it's never enough. I have no home, no job, no future." Michael nodded, his expression calm. "Jack, you are not poor because of what you lack. You are poor because of how you think. You see yourself as someone who can only take, never give. But let me ask you this, has God not given you a smile to share with others? A voice to speak kind words? Hands to help those in need? A healthy body to work hard and create something meaningful? These gifts make you richer than you realize." Jack frowned, his skepticism rising. "But I can't buy food with a smile or pay for a roof over my head with kind words." Michael's eyes sparkled with understanding. "True, but when you give of yourself, your kindness, your effort, your skills, you will find that life gives back to you in abundance. Stop seeing yourself as someone who has nothing to offer. The more you give, the more you'll realize how much you already have. Wealth is not only about money. It's about the richness of your heart, your relationships, and your actions." The teacher's words lingered in Jack's mind as he left the town hall. For the first time in years, he felt a spark of hope and curiosity about what his life could become. Over the following days, Jack began to change. Instead of sitting idly at his corner, he greeted passers-by with a warm smile. He offered to carry groceries for elderly neighbors, helped a tourist find their way, and even assisted a street performer by keeping an eye on their belongings. At first, these actions felt awkward and unfamiliar, But Jack noticed something remarkable. People started noticing him, not as a beggar, but as a helpful and kind presence in the community. Small opportunities came his way. A cafe owner offered him a part-time job sweeping floors. A carpenter hired him to carry supplies. With each task, Jack's confidence grew, and so did his sense of purpose. Months later, Jack no longer sat at the street corner. Instead, he worked alongside the carpenter, learning new skills and earning enough to rent a small room. He still carried the memory of Michael Gray's words, which had planted the seed for his transformation. One evening, as Jack walked through the town square, he noticed a young man sitting where he once had, holding a tin cup and wearing the same weary expression Jack had known so well. Jack approached him, crouched down, and offered him a warm smile. "What's your name?" Jack asked gently. "Charlie," the man replied. Jack reached into his pocket and handed Charlie a small loaf of bread. "I know it feels like life has nothing to offer you," he said, "but sometimes it's about what you can offer life. When you start giving, even in small ways, you'll realize how much you already have." This story teaches us a profound lesson. Wealth is not defined by material possessions, but by the richness of our hearts and the value we bring to others. Often we become so focused on what we lack that we fail to see the abundance within us. By shifting our mindset from scarcity to generosity, we open the door to opportunities and fulfillment. If you've ever experienced similar stories in your life, don't hesitate to share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. We would love to hear your story.